Hello Power Rangers fans and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today I'm taking a look at the 6th and what I now think is the final entry in the Zord Link line for Power Rangers Dino Fury. So this was rather unexpected. So like a year ago or so at this point, I covered entries 4 and 5, which were the Freeze Megazord and Mosa Razor Megazord, and at the time it seemed like that is how Hasbro was going to end things. We were not going to get any more of the Dino Fury Zords like this guy or the Raptors or the Pachysord. But then, surprisingly, I think because they are trying to sort of keep the Dino Fury line alive in a way for like a third year as they're waiting for Cosmic Fury stuff to happen, we got Gold's Morpher, which I've already taken a look at on the channel, we got additional figures, which I've already taken a look at the channel, and we did get one more Zord. So it does unfortunately look like this is going to be our actual final release for this line, but if anything, I guess this is a pretty important one that they didn't make because it makes some bigger, like more important combinations. So I guess if there was anything, at least we got this one here. So still, you know, cool, unexpected. It's nice to get at least one more Zord Link thing at the end here because the Zord Link line was reasonably fun and we have some combinations and stuff we can play around with this here. So this is our first like full entry in the plastic free packaging. The other ones kind of were, but they had like that window where you could actually touch the Zords and everything like that. That is gone. No longer is there like a little window or anything like that. They did re-release number 1 and number 4 in this new packaging, which was the TRex Champion and the Mosa Razor. So because of the fact that this has combinations specifically with those ones, so you can get those in plastic-free packaging, but I didn't pick those up because it's just new packaging, nothing else is different about them at all. Now I got mine off of Amazon, but it is already available in Target stores, it's online on Entertainment Earth and such like that. But if you'd like to add this to your collection and help out the channel, I will be including an Amazon affiliate link for it in the description below, which doesn't cost you anything extra. It just helps out the channel for this guy, and I'm happy that we have him. So here is the Dimetro Zord, which of course is Demi Volcano from Ryusoulger, and you get some extra pieces and some fun combinations and stuff that we can do here. And these Zord videos on this line have done extraordinarily well on the channel, so I'm hoping that this is the case for this guy as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Razors. I said the Razor Zord, the Dimetro Zord. I was about to like say all the other names of all the other Zords, but right here we have a 1:1 scale actual size of this guy here, which is a pretty good size. I like all the translucent plastic and everything. By the way, this was also $30. I probably should have mentioned that. So I think if that's pretty much the same price as the other Zord Link Zords were. On the side here, you do get this combination, one of the ones that we couldn't make before, but now we can, with the TRex Champion. On the top, you just get the Dino Fury logo. And then on the back, we have the Dimetro Zord right there, showing that you can use the key in the Dino Night Morpher. I'm not even going to bother with that. There's no reason to do it. It just makes a bunch of random beeping noises and stuff like that. And then, of course, it shows you, if you have number 1, TRex Champion, and number 4, Mosa Razor, you can combine 1, 4, and 6 into that combination from the show, 1 and 6 into that combination from the show, and then 4 and 6 from that combination from the show. So, as you can see, we were missing, I wouldn't say some super important combinations, although this one was kind of like our, not Ultrazord, like the Primal Ultrazord that we had with, 1, 4, and 5, but this was like kind of the next step under that one, so it was a pretty important combination that we didn't get before, and I'm very happy that we can finally do it. So I've already cut the tape on this guy. I just haven't actually taken him out of the box fully. So if I can free him from his shell. There he is. So as you can see, the plastic-free packaging, I don't even think there's really any bubble wrap or zip ties or anything in this guy, so it should be pretty easy to get everything out of here. So we start with these, which are not anything from the show or anything like that. So these are very much just the hands that we've had before. But basically you get them in orange now, so if you just want to do some other random combinations and stuff like that, you can do so, which I think is cool. It's definitely a good play feature for kids to include those extra pieces because you can just pretend like they don't exist if you just start focusing on show accurate stuff, or you can have them if you want to, which I think is definitely the correct way to do things with this. Let's see, next up here, we're going to need this, which is the Dimetro Zord instruction manual. Now, historically in the past, I've been quite bad at following these instructions actually accurately because they are sometimes a little hard to actually understand, but there is the picture of how to just make the Zord itself, how to combine it, or how to add all the extra pieces if you want to do that. And then right here is how you combine it with number 1 and 5, I believe. And then here's how you combine it with 1 and 4. I don't know if it actually shows that third combination or not. Yeah, because they don't. So they don't show that middle one between 1 and 6. But we will make that one, of course, as well. though it shouldn't be too difficult. So let's see, here's the big bulk of him, which I think is his head underneath there. Yep. And then he's pretty well guarded in there. You have his fin in this nice piece of cardboard as well, so it doesn't get all destroyed. And here he is, which he looks great. Oh, he has a movable mouth. What a friend. So easily probably one of my favorites just off of that. So I like the design of this guy a lot. I love the translucent plastic we have up here. You have a lot of removable pieces and everything, a lot of new Zord Link possibilities. So I'm really happy that they did finally decide to give this to us, because I don't think that he was in the original plan. I don't think we, if we didn't get a Cosmic Fury Season 3 renewal for the show, which was also not the plan for the show originally, I don't think we ever would have gotten this guy. And I'm really happy that we did. And I would really love if the Packy and the Raptors came out. They're so close to finishing this line, because I feel like you could probably do that, honestly, in one big set. You could probably do the two Raptors and Packy all together. They're not that complicated. Or you could at least do like Packy on his own and then the two Raptors or something like that. But I don't think we're going to get it, unfortunately. But here are the keys. Or you get a key, but you also kind of get this, it's not a key in and of itself, but it's like the additional piece for the combination where you like put this head crest over the key. So you do get that, which is like they actually kind of like make it pretend like it's a key, which is kind of a neat thing. But it's just like the headpiece. And then here's the actual, Dimetro Blaze key, which actually does have like that articulation there. Nice translucent orange plastic there. Now what is really cool is that, and this maybe could be a spoiler potentially, but in all the other Zord Link toys, they've had this little removable piece back there to have a Ranger sitting inside or standing inside of the cockpit. And we'll try to zoom in on this here. But since Dimetro doesn't have a specific Ranger, it looks like it's just it's definitely one of the female Rangers wearing the armor that the Zord is associated with. However, there was a leak recently, or a potential rumor recently from Illuminati, that claims that we could be getting a Cosmic Fury Orange Ranger. So some people think that one of the reasons why we got this Zord is that maybe possibly this upcoming Orange Ranger would also have a Dino Fury related form, or would have in the canon, that would have been based off of this, or even might still be based off of that for the Cosmic Fury design. So some people were thinking that maybe that's a little hint to that, or it could just be, Amelia or Izzy wearing the armor standing in the cockpit. There's really no way to 100% know for sure which way that's going, but it's just kind of a fun thing to sort of speculate about. And then the final pieces in here are falling on the ground. Alright, so I got the box and stuff out of here. So we already took a look at this guy a little bit, but these were the additional extra pieces. So we have the piece that's going to be his tail, which I love the paintwork on that. I love the translucent plastic a lot. I think these are cool. You get these bonus pieces as well. I think these are bonus pieces. I don't remember if these actually are, actually part of the thing from the show design, or if they're just kind of something Hasbro invented. I don't think these are actually something Hasbro invented. I do think these are supposed to be part of it. But we'll go ahead and try to attach everything how it's supposed to. So as you can see here, that's kind of what we're creating there. That is definitely not show accurate to have like the fists and stuff there. That's just them kind of being crazy. But as you can see, basically they show that you can separate it in half. You can separate the spikes and everything like that there. But what they want you to do is, I believe, I'm trying to figure out the exact placement for this stuff. So I think this is going to be kind of his back piece of legs. And you're going to fold this up like that. And, I dropped it. I'm telling you, man, I dropped so many things in Toku Topics videos, but you're going to clip that in there like that to kind of create sort of an extra set of legs. He doesn't really need that, because he does have 4 legs already, but, that's just kind of how it is. And then you're going to come back here, and there's just a little port there, and of course the Zord Link port, and that will clip in like that, and that fully completes the Dimetro Zord look there. I think this is how it looks if you just want to make it be, purely show accurate. You would just stop there. But then, if you want to, you can take those additional pieces that they gave you, and they want you to fold out these. Just, why not, I suppose. And then take these pieces and clip them in right there. And right there. Can these detach? They kind of look like they could, but I'm not going to try to force it. I'm going to bring this down just a tad. Then you're going to take the other arms, and I don't think it really matters since they all are pretty much the exact same, and clip them in like so. right there, and right there. So that if you want to make that thing, you can do this, which is kind of funny. You know, kind of looks like he's, you know, getting ready to fight somebody. I mean, this would be kind of funny if he's coming down here and just like wants to like completely punch somebody. So, you know, it's a choice, but it is a kind of cool way to have storage for those extra pieces and stuff like that. Or you can just pretend like that doesn't exist at all, and you can just completely ignore it. However you want to do with that. But now, we're going to go ahead and bring in the TRex Champion Zord. And before we do the Ultrazord combination, of course, we're going to go ahead and combine this guy with him and have all of that, and do that. So it's our good friend, the TRex Champion Zord here, back to make the first of the combinations that we can do in terms of official combinations. Of course, with all the different Zord Link ports that are all over this guy, you can create a ton of different combinations and such like that that are not in the show. But to make the first official one, which is the TRex Blazing Megazord, even though the box does show it right there, which it does say Blazing, or where it is, Blazing Megazord, but it doesn't, I'm pretty sure, doesn't include the instructions for it officially in here. We're just gonna double check. But yeah, I don't, because I see the Fusion Ultrazord here, and I see like, hey, bring in 1 and bring in 5, but I don't see like that is the, you know, combination with 1 and 4 or 1 and 5 or whatever. I think I keep saying, wait, hold on, actually they have this listed as number 5 there. Number 5 was Terra Freeze. So this is a little weird it's a weird instruction manual. That's why I sometimes got the stuff wrong in like the Terra Freeze video where I didn't know that the mask like goes into the shield and stuff like that, which people have been commenting on that video for an entire year. I eventually figured that out, but basically, regardless, this is not too complicated of a combination to make here. So to go ahead and prep TRex Champion, which honestly we can pan the camera up a little bit more because we're not really going to need anything below like the waist for this. So we'll take the key out of the head there. We'll take these ports off of his arms. Now, I personally would like to try to find a place to store these things, but I think that in like Resoldier and in Dino Fury, his head and these two like drill gun pieces just completely disappear. So that's what we're going to do for the purposes of this. We're going to go ahead and take off the drills, which of course is the one that I have the broken peg on, because these are not the strongest ports. And that is pretty much all we have to do for this guy. So he's just kind of headless and just kind of is sitting there. But to bring in Dimetro Blaze, so we don't need those extra pieces that Hasbro included just for the fun of it. So we'll go ahead and detach those and put them off to the side, but we are going to need pretty much everything else. So we'll go ahead and take his tail off. We'll take his big spine piece out. We'll take his head off and separate that like that. So as you can see, it's exposed some gold that's painted in there, which is quite nice. Now I believe that the correct orientation of these, and let me check the shoulders there, because these are going to be the new shoulder pads. So I'm trying to think if you want that gold paint showing or not, and I'm thinking the answer is not. I think. Yeah, that seems right. So yeah, you're going to go ahead and take it, and where there's the port back there, or down there at the bottom, you're going to clip that into the shoulders, maybe. I'm pretty sure if you go to pretty much 90% of my Dino Fury videos on my channel, most of them are going to be me doing something incorrectly or kind of fiddling with something and not knowing how it works, because the Dino Fury toy line is very strange. But I think, even though it kind of feels lopsided there, I do think I finally got it there with those two shoulder pads, which obviously, as you can see, extend pretty far out there. So I do like how that looks, and I think that I got it correct. So there is that. Now for this piece here, I think, I'm trying to figure out how exactly this works. So I think you fold that up like that to be the sword, or one of the swords, because these are going to kind of both be swords because there's a handle there as well, but we'll do that last. Now I know for sure you're going to take his head and have it upside down like that, and that is where the drills that we detached are going to go. So that one is going to clip in there, and this one is going to clip in here, and then this entire thing is going to be the new chest piece like that. And then we will go ahead and give him this sword in this hand, which pegs in decently enough, and this sword, saw, blade, whatever this is supposed to be, shield maybe, in that hand. And we'll kind of raise the arm up a little bit. Oop, oh, things are moving. He's a little, definitely heavy on those ball joints on the feet. He does not want to stand. something like that. And then we're going to go ahead and take the key, the new head, and slot that in like so. And that is the TRex Blazing Megazord, and I like it. I like it quite a bit. I think that this is not the most complicated combination to make from this whole thing, but I really like how the orange and the red mix together with the translucent plastic, and the grays match nicely with, like, you know, the drills and all that kind of stuff. So I quite like this guy. He's very Halloween kind of color with like the black and the orange all over the place, but I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan of how this one turned out, and I'm happy that we were able to recreate it here in the Zord Link line. I just wish that it was a little bit more stable, you know, because like I said, there's a lot of weight going on here. And maybe if you kind of move certain joints, because I mean, he's still reasonably posable. So if you try to kind of maybe, you know, redistribute the weight a little bit of the weapons, you can kind of get things a little bit more stable. That's a little bit better. He's kind of standing a little bit easier like that. But I like these like individual Zord combinations, these auxiliary Zord combinations, and it just really makes me wish that we got to the Raptors and Packy, but unfortunately we did not, and we are having to settle with this, but this is still good nonetheless. Alright, so before we get to the Fusion Ultrazord, the last thing we need to do now is the Electro Zord. So we've got him back in his Dimetro Zord formation, and this is where we're going to bring in number 4, or as the instructions say, number 5, the Mosa Razor Zord, and you're going to want it in this Mosa configuration to start out with. So going ahead and grabbing the instructions, this is the one that's on the back, so reasonably similar kind of thing in terms of like breaking this apart. So we'll go ahead and start with breaking the Dimetro Zord apart into pretty much the same exact components that we did for the Blazing Megazord. So we're going to take this apart, except for this one, you're going to actually detach that piece as well. Detach this, and then separate that. So completely separate him all over the place. We'll put his head back there. Now to start with the Mosa Razor, you're going to take his arms and his head off. I believe that's how we start, yep. Take the arms off, take the head off. Seems easy enough. So we'll separate that there. Take the arm, and then we're going to go ahead and start combining things. So we're going to take, I think that is the piece we detached from the back of the Dimetro, and we're going to take it and we're going to clip it back in. So I don't really know why they had you detach it, but okay, so there's that. And then on, I think that is the back of the Mosa Razor, something like that. I'm pretty sure that's how that is. I think they want you to take this Zord and somehow connect it on here. I'm not sure how. Okay, I finally got it. So that is attached. So that was just a little tricky to do. Let's see. Next up, we're going to fold, I think, of those, the pieces of the arms. Something like that right there, 6 and 7. I don't really understand what it's asking me to do. Oh, it's asking me to fold those pegs and then connect them to the head. Okay, so I think for this one, once again, the head is upside down, if that is correct. Or is it right side up for this one? No, I think it is still upside down. So then we're going to take this, and I think they wanted you to do this one this way. I might have them reversed, but this one like that, I think. Is that correct? Yeah, I definitely had them reversed. So I knew I was going to have them reversed. There was no way I was going to get that correct. Or no, wait. Oh yeah, because you want the little arms to be out. Okay, that seems correct. And then where did his other arm go? Here it is. Like that. That way we have the little hands, which actually serve a purpose now. So we have those. And then from there, we're going to take that entire piece and just clip it onto the front. I believe not on that peg, but on this one. If it wants to clip in there, which it does not. There we go. It was a tricky one. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. And then we're going to take the kind of cannon pieces and connect the two little like snail Zord pieces that were also part of the Mosa Razor. So we're going to take those, and I believe it is, which way are they? Is it this way? Are the legs facing upward like that? So I think it's this one on this side. and this one on this side. So take them, and I don't think it really matters which one goes where. I just clip them like that. And then where do these clip in at? They clip in right where I was thinking they might, which is right here on this peg. So take them, clip them in. So you can kind of actually get him to stand up now. Kind of fix some things there. So we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. He's a little flimsy. He doesn't really want to sit on his legs properly. And then I think the last step is taking this entire thing, which is going to be including this piece. I think right here. Is that where they want that? Wait, no, I don't think I did that correctly. They want that piece. Oh, sitting here. Okay. Like that. I think. So, is that correct? And clip it up there. And there is the Electro Zord, which is a thing. So certainly is a thing. Cannot deny that. You do kind of have some mouth articulation because of the Mosa Razor, so that's kind of fun. He's got these really weird hands down there. It's a thing. It definitely does do what it's supposed to do. I can say that. And if you kind of move the kind of limbs out of Mosa Razor a little bit, you can have him a little bit more balanced. But here he is. So that's one of the big important-ish combinations that we couldn't have done before because we didn't have this Zord. And I'm happy that we can do it. It's definitely a fun thing. I do like the idea of this, but it's definitely weird. So from here, we're going to go ahead and take the Mosa Razor with the TRex Champion and make the Fusion Ultrazord. Alright, so we've brought the TRex Champion Zord back out here for the Fusion Ultrazord. And it's always one of those weird things because with the Resoldier line, it's one of those lines where they don't use every piece when they do combinations. So I didn't go ahead and put Mosa Razor completely back how he was. I just know that you're going to need these pieces, and that we are going to go ahead and separate those because that's how we're going to need those to be. You're going to need his arms that we just used for the Electro Zord, and you're going to need his head, but I am pretty sure you don't need the little snail Zord pieces. You don't need the key from the Mosa Razor, and I don't think you need this piece, I don't think. But then again, this is like the only piece besides the snail piece that isn't in use, so I could be wrong about that. But basically, we're going to go ahead and start, and we'll bring the instructions back in here to make sure that I am doing this correctly. So we're going to go ahead and start by detaching a bunch of stuff from TRex Champion. So that includes the arm drill things, guns, whatever they are, and the drills on the shoulders, and the T-Rex head. So we'll take all of those off. And then we already folded in those little clips on Mosa Razor, and they want you to take the fin pieces and rotate them 90 degrees, so that way they are facing this way and this way, so they're facing kind of inward. And then from there, they are going to become boots. So this one, I believe, yeah, is that the direction that it's facing? Yep, so we're going to go ahead and take TRex Champion. Oh, that was going to be loud. Clip that foot in there. Take the other one. Oh. And clip that foot in there, and then kind of just fiddle with it so you have it the way it's supposed to be. And then we're going to move up a little bit so we can kind of see more of them. You're going to take the Mosa head, and I believe it's rotated in the correct orientation, I think. Trying to just double check, trying to match up like pictures and stuff here. That might be correct. That might be correct. We'll find out in a second. So we're going to take that, and this is going to go where one of those gun pieces went, onto his arm. So he has a giant Mosa chomping hand. And then you're going to take, I think that is one of the little blasters, and that is going to clip in right there, like so. And then you're going to kind of create this whole little like drill blaster combination thing with the T-Rex head, which I do really like how that looks. So we're going to go ahead and take the T-Rex head, and it is drill, blaster, drill, which even with my broken peg on that one, that can still work. And then that is going to clip in right here. So he has 2 chomping hands, which I really, really like. I think that's very fun. We'll kind of try to angle him up a little bit, kind of get his arm out a little bit, because we're kind of going all over the place here. So now he's got these 2 really wide arms. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and take the Mosa Razor pieces. And I know they're going to go here, but I'm trying to just make sure that I do it correctly. So this one, I think you want, yeah, I think it's something like that, yeah, because you want this piece like that. I think that's right. So we're kind of just trying to get everything all angled out and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's good. Now let's double check the box that actually has like a color picture, because I might have swapped them around. But I think we're, no, we're good. We're good. Except they do want those folded up actually. So fold those up like that. To kind of just create some more additional armor and such like that. So we're kind of filling in the kind of, you know, gap areas here, though he is just, those ball joints on the TRex Zord feet are just not sturdy enough for something like this. So we have that, and then we're going to go ahead and take the big thing that's been like a saw, or his tail, or whatever it's been this entire time. Take that apart, and this is going to open up to be our new chest piece. So we're going to come in here and clip that in like so. And then we're going to take those 2 cannons, and they're going to go back on the shoulders like that, like we did for that one combination that took 100 years for me to get them pegged in here for some reason. So we'll see if I can actually do it correctly this time. See, I think I always keep trying to put it on the wrong shoulder. There we go. There we go. Those ones are kind of tricky to do. And now he's just very heavy. I'm kind of trying to, there we go, maybe sort of balancing him out. We're kind of getting there. He's just very lopsided. And then we're going to take, where is the head for Dimetro go? Don't tell me you don't use it. There's no way you don't use it. So I don't actually think you use it. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't actually use Dimetro's head. I mean, you could probably find a place for it, like if you wanted to, you could probably like clip it back here for like extra storage or something. In fact, that's just what I'm going to do. That's not accurate. At least I'm pretty sure it's not accurate, although that would kind of make sense. But it's hard to tell back there what it's supposed to be. Now, here's where it's kind of interesting. So like, officially, I think you do use the Dimetro key for this combination, but you can pretty much kind of use whichever one you want. Although I think you're supposed to use the Dimetro key for the head, and then the last thing. Okay, so what you're actually going to do is detach that whole face piece, clip it in there so you still have the articulation, and then you can put that in there so that way you still have a slight bit of articulation on there. And that's a cool way to do it. So I think that's actually some pretty cool engineering for this. So you still have a little bit of extra articulation, but he is definitely always kind of trying to wobble around. But there is the completed Fusion Ultrazord, which I really like this combination a lot. It's very similar kind of to like the Primal Ultrazord, where you're not using every piece of Mosa Razor, but you're using every piece of T-Rex except for the key. So that's pretty cool. And then you're not using, actually I think there's like 2 pieces, yeah. So you're not using this piece of Dimetro, or this piece, and of course not the extra bonus pieces that Hasbro gave you to kind of fiddle around with. But this is the official Fusion Ultrazord combination, which was like basically the big combination that was missing from the whole toy line, because we didn't have all those pieces to do all that. And I'm very happy that we do finally have that. So I like how this turned out. I think it was worth the wait to finally get to Dimetro Zord, and I'm happy that Hasbro at least gave us this one so we can make an Ultrazord combination that we couldn't otherwise. And that is going to do it for my review of the Power Rangers Dino Fury Zord Link entry number 6, the Dimetro Blazing. So, I like this one a lot. I can highly recommend it for fans of Resoldier, who want to also get the Dino Fury stuff to kind of have the additional articulation, have that additional engineering with like the, you know, movable head articulation and the Primal Ultrazord combination and stuff like that. That's really, really cool. I like this a lot. I'm really happy that Hasbro did get this Zord out. It was one that it seemed like we weren't going to get. And I really want the Raptors, and I really want the Packy, but I just don't think we're going to get them. Although, maybe I'm proven wrong, because, the Terra Freeze video a year ago, I was like, this is the final entry, and we didn't get the Dimetro Zord, we didn't get these, and then we got this. So, not going to say never on that, who knows what we're going to get, but I do highly recommend the Dimetro Zord. I think it's a great addition for the Zord Link line, and I think kids are going to love this to have additional pieces. I think that's why it's really cool that Hasbro included all these bonus pieces, especially because, this alone maybe isn't worth, $30. This doesn't really make it worth $30 either, but I can kind of see it a little bit more when you have all that additional plastic and stuff like that. It's a fun time. So, let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of the Dimetro Zord? Do you think or hope that Hasbro will release the final Zords to complete the Dino Fury line? And what do you think of just the Zord Link line in general? Do you have any of the other entries? And how do you think it compares to the Soldier toy line? Until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LivingRichardKey or LightningFakePR. And be sure to check out my Amazon affiliate link for this in the description below if you'd like to get one for your own collection. And until then, I will see you all later. To wrap up this video, I'd like to thank my $5 and above patrons: Jurassic Samurai, Maggot Alchemist, Robert Browning, Static Thunder, Brendan Overland, Maji Yellow, Redstone MCPC, Comics 1017, James Darty, Monster Rocket, John Luke, Eric Berry, Tyler Bezetsky, Matthew Thorne, Josh Landry, Pyramidas, CPT Tesla, Cross SCV, Caboose ED, Socket Monsters, and Anthony Love. You can support Toku Topics for as little as $1 a month on my Patreon, linked in the description below.